Welcome back to Module 3 Memory System for the session 7 in the subject Computer Organization. Myself, Dr. Shabin Taj. Let us quickly see the contents. In this session, we will be discussing about replacement algorithms, types of page replacement algorithms, cache replacement algorithms, and multi-level caches. Replacement algorithms. When do you think replacement algorithm is used? This is an algorithm in which it is used to replace the block from the cache when cache is full. So when a processor needs some instruction or some block which is not present in the cache and the cache is also full, the required block by the processor is present in the main memory. In that case, it has to create a room or space in the cache memory by replacing the old block and with a new block required block into the cache memory from the main memory. Now, replacement algorithm will suggest you which blocks need to be replaced, whether least recently block or first in first out. Let us see that. The page replacement algorithm decides which memory page is to be replaced. Page here is the in terms of the memory allocation, we use a acronym page because a block is divided into number of pages. The process of replacement is sometimes called swap out or write to disk. Page replacement is done when the requested page is not found in the main memory. Page fault. It is very important to have the optimal frame allocation and page replacement algorithm. Virtual memory, we can see it should have frame allocation as well as page replacement. Now, in the frame allocation, how many frames are to be allocated to the process is a question. You need to discuss about this. Now, which page is to be replaced is also a question. What if the algorithm is not optimal? That is, if the number of frames which are allocated to a process is not sufficient or accurate, then there can be a problem of thrashing. Due to lack of frames, that means whatever is the frames allocated to the process, it may not be sufficient. It leads to thrashing. Most of the pages will be residing in the main memory and therefore more page faults will occur. What is the disadvantage here? The disadvantage is internal fragmentation. If I suppose more frames are allocated to the process, will lead to internal fragmentation. Next issue is if the page replacement algorithm is not optimal, then there will also be a problem of thrashing. If the number of pages that are replaced by the requested pages will be referred in the near future, then there will be more number of swap in and swap out, and therefore OS has to perform more replacements than usual, which causes performance deficiency. So the bottom line here is choose a optimal replacement algorithm. Types of page replacement algorithms. Optimal page replacement algorithm, it replaces the page which will not be referred for long in future. That means in future for the long time it will not be used. Although it can be practically implementable, but it can be used as a benchmark. That means this concept can be used in the other algorithms. Uh, Other algorithms are compared to this in terms of optimality. Next is least recently used. Least recent used page replacement algorithm is replaces the page which is not being used for the long time. This algorithm is just opposite to optimal page replacement algorithm. In this, we look at the past instead of starting at the future. So it will think of optimistic is a optimal, pessimist is the least recently used. FIFO. In this algorithm, a queue is maintained. That means the page which is assigned the frame first will be replaced first. What is frame? For each process, a frame number will be given. Other group of frames will be given. In other words, the page which resides at the rear end of the queue will be replaced on the every page fault. Cache replacement algorithms. The cache replacement algorithms replaces only needed for associative and set associative mapping techniques. This we already discussed. Associative mapping is it will try to map each memory block into the cache, any of the cache blocks. In set associative mapping technique, the memory block will be mapped into its unique set in the cache block. Least recently used LRU replace the cache line that has been in cache the longest with no references to it. That means if that page is not being referred by the processor, then that will be the first contender to be replaced. First in, first out. It replaces the cache line that has been in the cache the longest. That will be replaced. Least recently used, least frequently used replaces the cache line that has experienced the fewest references. That means if that page is not referenced, then it will be replaced. Random. Pick a cache line at a random from the candidate lines. Whatever is available, you pick the random and replace it. Two things you have to note here. LRU is probably the most effective. That means least recently used is the most effective. Simulations have shown that the random is only slightly inferior to an algorithms based on usage. Now, one thing you have to see. Now, in your wardrobe, I'll give you analogy for this. In your wardrobe, there are so many clothes which are lying, and the wardrobe is full of the clothes. When you buy a new clothes, and in that case, it is a time to replace the old clothes. So, which clothes you are going to pick? Whether you are not wearing the clothes or the one which you are wearing oftenly, what you do? The clothes you pick to replace is the clothes which you are not at all using for the long time. This is an analogy for least recently used. Multi-level caches. An on-chip cache reduces the processor's external bus activity. That means you have level 1 cache. Level 1 cache on the processor chip, it will obviously reduces the bus activity. That is fetching the data from the outside the main memory and into the level 2 cache and all. This is the typical level 1, and the level 2 cache design where the level 2 is composed of static RAM. As chip densities have increased, the L2 cache, level 2 cache has been moved onto the on-chip area and additional L3 cache has been added. So depends on the density and the latest IC technologies. With the advent of the technologies on the processor chip, level 1 and level 2 both caches are also used. Level 3 cache is outside the processor chip. Now let us see the difference between unified versus split caches. Unify. Recent cache designs have gone from a unified cache to split cache design, one for the instructions and one for the data. Split cache. That cache is divided into two parts. Unified caches have the following advantages. Unified caches typically have higher hit rate and only one cache is designed and implemented. Split caches have the following advantages. Parallel instruction execution and prefetching is better handled because of the elimination of contention between the instruction fetch and the decode unit and execution unit, because it executes concurrently from the caches which are splitted from the instruction and the data. These are the references, and here it is end of the session 7. Thank you.